Hey, chemistry in the community students. This is a helpful walkthrough video to get you through the pond ecosystem Gizmo. Now, if you're doing this when I tell you to, you're doing this right after we talked about dissolved oxygen and gases in water. So to get to today's assignment, click from Stream over to Classwork in your Chemistry in the Community Google Classroom page and click Open the Pond Ecosystem Gizmo. So it looks like this. Next, you're going to go to your start page. And you're going to find the icon that looks like this, the white G and the blue kind of box looking thing, and open that. You'll have 3 gizmos to choose from. Click Open the Pond Ecosystem Gizmo. All right, let's get started. So all animals need oxygen. We get ours from the air. How do the fish get theirs? Yeah, sure, from the water. They use their gills and they absorb the dissolved oxygen from the water. And where does the fizz and soda come from? I'm going to be a bit more scientific than you would. The dissolved gases, specifically the carbon dioxide that's dissolved in there. So we're going to explore the pond ecosystem Gizmo like an ecologist. So here we go. Drag the thermometer to the pond. Here's the thermometer. Here's the pond. Here we go. So what's the temperature? About 29 degrees C, and you can see it's 6 a.m. Fast forward until about noon and then click pause. We can do that. I'm just watching the clock down there. Pause. 12:09, close enough. So we see it went from 29 up to 31. What's the temperature now? It's 31. So just as soda contains dissolved carbon dioxide, pond contains dissolved oxygen. Drag the oxygen gauge to the pond. What is the concentration of oxygen? Let's find out. Here's the oximeter. It is 4.04. Drag the fishing pole to the pond and click play. Fish for about 4 hours, so we'll fish from noon to 4. My fishermen watching, you're like, no, you don't go fishing in the middle of the day. Here we go. So push play. I know, this is fun, right? It's like watching paint dry. Okay, and there we go. We caught 2 catfish and 0 trout. 2 and 0. Activity A, click reset. Remove the fishing pole. So let's see, where's my reset button? Right here. Remove the fishing pole. Now what? Use the oxygen gauge to measure the concentration of dissolved oxygen at several different times. How does it change over a single day? So let's go ahead, leave our oxygen gauge in there, and we'll push play and we'll just watch that number. Watch it change. So it starts at 4.04 and you can see it's going up. It's going up. It's going up. This is fun. Again, like watching paint dry. Still going up. Okay, so it's at 5. It's still going up in case you guys were wondering. See, now it's sort of holding steady. And now it's going down. We're watching it for an entire 24-hour period to see the trend. So it goes up until about 4 p.m. Hold steady for a bit, and then it starts going down. I guess we can keep playing until it gets to 6 a.m. again, because I know this is exciting stuff. Okay, we'll just stop it there. So, how does the oxygen change over a single day? Concentration goes up until around 4 p.m., then starts to drop. There you go. At what time should it be the lowest? So, what do you guys think? 6 a.m., noon, 6 p.m., or midnight? If you watched with me, the lowest was probably here at 6 a.m. Measure the dissolved oxygen at 4 times during the day: 6 a.m., noon, 6 p.m., and midnight. And we're going to test several ponds. Exciting, right? Let's reset. So we're at 6 a.m. Okay, so 4.04. We'll fast forward to noon. There we go, 12:09 again. 5.28. 5.28. 6 p.m. Fast forward some more. 6.43. And then finally midnight. There we go. Watching the clock. 5.24. Okay, now we're going to switch ponds. So we'll hit reset, new pond. Notice what changed. We had one farm before, now we have 3. So we have 3.89. Let's fast forward to noon. Watching this clock right down here. 4.93. I know this is exciting stuff, right? Pond 2. Let's see. Fast forward again to 6 p.m. 5.99. And finally midnight. There we go. Well, it says 12 p.m. But that was close enough. 4.68, we're going to say. Right. And let's do it again. Okay, I'm just making sure I had this all set up right. So reset, new pond. Now we have no farms around. So we went from 1 farm to 3. Now we're at 0. And 5.83 is our first number. Now we're going to go to noon. Fast forward. There we go. 7.49. And let's do 6 p.m. 8.98. And then finally midnight. Fast forwarding again. I know this is like super interesting. I keep saying that. Here we go. 7.36. Was your prediction correct for all three ponds? Explain. Why, yes, it was. Yes. The oxygen was always lowest at 6 a.m. So here we go. It's produced by photosynthesis. At what time does photosynthesis take place? Well, if photosynthesis is dependent on the sun, when will photosynthesis happen? Some of you connected the dots there, when the sun is highest in the sky. And the source of energy present during this time is, I gave away the answer, the sun. Why does the level of oxygen go down after sunset? Because photosynthesis stops without the sun. There we go. We have an explanation. Yay. So we have to reset. How does the concentration of dissolved oxygen affect fish? Let's see. So how would it affect the fish that live in the pond? Some of you have gone fishing before and probably can correctly guess that the higher the dissolved oxygen level, the more fish. So let's see. We hit reset. We're going to, let's see, fish in 4 ponds. Will more fish be caught in the 2 ponds with the lowest or the 2 ponds with the highest? Well, we just said the ponds with the highest. And just like more oxygen can support more people on land, more oxygen can support more fish in the water. Okay, so now we're going to test. Investigate 4 ponds. So for each, measure the dissolved oxygen and fish for 6 hours. Okay. So reset. Dissolved oxygen at 5.83. 5.83. We're going to fish for 6 hours. So we're just going to fast forward this to 6 p.m. There we go. So we have 6 catfish, 8 trout. 8. All right, so we reset. Drag the fishing pole, thermometer. We're going to reset again. Oh, new pond. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's our oxygen meter, 2.38, and our fishing pole. So new pond, 2.38. Fish for 6 hours. Something my husband wishes he could do. Oh, I've been fishing for 12 hours. Oh, well, we'll go with it. So we have 5 catfish and 0 trout. It's not like we're really out there with a pole. Now we'll reset. Choose a new pond. Only 1, so 4.92 is our number. I'll hit play and I'll go 4.92. I'll leave it till 6 p.m. again. I don't know what I was thinking. We'll fast forward that. Really, we'd only be fishing till noon, but I don't know, brain farted. And pause. 7 and 6. So pond 4, we're going to reset again, new pond. Now we have 3 farms, 3.03. Okay, so we're going to push play. We're going to click back over and go 3.03 and see how we're doing fishing wise. Fast forward it now. Again, we're fishing for 12 hours. I don't know. Some days are like that. There we go. So we have 5 catfish, 0 trout. 5 and 0. So what does our data show? If we look at the high oxygen, we caught lots of fish. The 2 with the lowest, we caught only catfish, no trout. So data shows more fish and more variety in higher oxygen levels. Just what we thought. So what type of fish survive better in low oxygen? That one, we look at our low oxygen ponds and look at the breakdown of the fish we caught. Well, we caught no trout and only catfish. Therefore, conclusion time, catfish survive better. We caught only catfish in low oxygen ponds. It's beautiful. All right, let's move on. Select no farms. A calculator is recommended. Temperature and concentration of in several ponds. So let's look at how, this is what we were talking about today, how temperature affects oxygen concentration. So we're resetting, clicking no farms. We're dragging that away and dragging this up. So we have 22 degrees and 5.14. And then we fast forward. As the temperature goes up, it looks like the oxygen level goes up too, which is kind of the opposite of what we said. So it looks like when one goes up, so does the other. How does it? When temp increases, so does oxygen. So ponds cooler or hotter than 20, which will have a higher oxygen. We'd say probably hotter than 20 based on what we just saw in that one pond, even though it says to do several. So let's see, ponds cooler than 20 degrees, 6 a.m. temp, 6 a.m. oxygen. So we got to do lots of different ponds. Reset. No farm, 6 a.m., 22 and 5.14. So that goes over here. 22 and 5.14. Now let's new pond. 18 and 5.54. That goes over here. It's cooler than 20. 5.54. See, this is what I said in class today if you were listening. Let's new pond, 30 and 4.57. I'm getting excited to see this trend. 30 and 4.57. Let's click new pond. We have 28 and 4.67. That can go over here. Now we have to keep clicking until we get ponds cooler than 20. Okay, so new pond, 24, can't use it. 27, 22, 33, 16, and 5.73. 16 and 5.73. Let's do it some more. New pond, 17, yes, and 5.63. All right, so find the mean. We're going to take a guess. Oxygen for these guys, we're going to say 5.6. Water, we'll say right around 4.8. How does temperature affect its ability to hold oxygen? We talked about this today, guys. Cooler temp means it will hold oxygen better. Based on what you learned in Activity B, do you think trout will be more common in warm or cool ponds? Well, if they're common in ponds with high oxygen, and high oxygen is common in ponds cooler than 20, trout are common in cooler trout are common in cooler ponds. Because of the high oxygen. How do you think the presence of farms affect the oxygen? Okay. We saw this. I don't know if you were paying attention. More farms equals less oxygen. So let's take a look, guys. So number of farms, 0, temp at 6 a.m. 17 and 5.63. 17, 5.63. On 2, we're gonna have this go up. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So let's new pond. We got to uncheck no farms. And look, we have 2 ponds, 33 and 3.34. So we'll put that here. 33, 3.34. Keep going. New pond. Nope. Here we go. 1 farm. 19 and 4.69. 19, 4.69. Let's keep going. We have to get 3 and 4. So new pond. 1, 2, 3, 4. This will work. 19 and 3.11. And 3.11. Now let's check and see if we can get 3. Haha, 3, 28 and 3.06. All right. Oh, see, we had to do between 20 and 25. I didn't follow that. So the lowest and the highest, just what we noticed before. More farms equals less oxygen. Based on your data, how do farms affect oxygen levels? Farms cause oxygen levels to go down. And then we talk about fertilizer and algae, okay? We've talked about this before. Algae bloom from the fertilizer. When they die, they suck all the oxygen out of the pond. Those are called dead zones or eutrophication. All right, so I'm going to scroll all the way back up to the top now and slowly through. If you need to pause to get answers you missed, now is your chance. All right, guys, there's no reason not to get this turned in. Thanks for watching.